Well, hello and welcome to your Tuesday Grizzly Growl. I am extremely tired. I had my doggie Lola wake me up at 1 a.m. because she desperately needed to go outside. And she did need to go outside. But that means this old Grizzly did not get his required slumber. 4 hours is not enough sleep to function properly on. You can function, but it's not very good. I did go to work today and I actually achieved more than I thought I could, somehow. I just hope I didn't make a ton of mistakes that I'll have to fix tomorrow. Hey, Linda, how you doing? So I'm going to try and follow up a little bit on Brian McPherson's story that I started to tell you about yesterday, but I'm going to struggle. I'm going to be honest with you. I've had no sleep, and I tried to take a nap earlier, and then my dog jumped on me. Anyway, I'm a zombie. But that's how it goes sometimes. And I did promise you an episode today, so I will give you one. So Brian McPherson, as you know, he was an Edmonton-based reality TV star, athlete, and a disability advocate. Best known for his breakout role in the CBC TV show Push, which follows a group of friends in Edmonton navigating their lives in wheelchairs. He was, as you well know, also a former World Cup winning para-bobsledder and a nationally ranked sledge hockey player. On November 12th, Brian died by medical assistance in dying, or MAID, after battling several health complications. Bean Gill met Brian McPherson in 2013 when she was looking to make friends with more people who use wheelchairs. She was one of his co-stars on Push when it launched in 2023. Gill says he was a fierce advocate for the disabled community in Edmonton. He's very, very loud. He's got a very big, boisterous voice. He just always has been like the life of the party. I nicknamed him Crazy Brian because he just did so many crazy things and had such a big love for life, she said. His work history shows that he's done most able-bodied jobs that, most people with disabilities would never even consider trying. At one point, he even figured out how to ride an e-scooter around the city, she said. That willingness to try anything was what inspired her and many other people in the community, she said. McPherson was vocal about his support for the disabled community. In their free time, Gill said they sought a little vigilante justice. The accessible parking thing is like the bane of his existence, and people illegally parking in our parking stalls, she said. So we just started parking behind people and just boxing them in. And I salute you for that one because, yes, that's what you should do every time. Spinal injury at 19. Brian's mother, Judy McPherson, said he never let anything get in the way. In 1995, when he was about 19, he suffered a serious spinal injury. Judy McPherson said her son had to relearn how to get around on a wheelchair, but she said he never let that get him down. He was a challenge from the moment he was born. Sometimes he was a royal pain, she said. But underneath his braggadocious personality, McPherson said her son was also kind and sensitive. He was a fierce friend, she said. Brian was always there to a fault, in the sense that he would do things that probably physically was hurting himself, but was going to make sure that whoever was in need, he was going to help them. Sports became a huge part of his life. He excelled at wheelchair basketball and sledge hockey, including as a member of the Canadian national sledge hockey team. He was also one of the first athletes to compete in adaptive bobsleigh. According to the International Bobsled and Skeleton Federation, he finished fourth at the second ever Parasport World Cup held in 2015 in Innsbruck, Austria, celebrated a World Cup win in 2016 in Park City, Utah, and competed in the Parasport World Championships in 2017. Judy McPherson said her son had been suffering from health complications after several failed procedures when he decided to apply for MAID in September 2024. Over the last 5 years, his body was shutting down. He was trying as hard as possible to be who he was, Judy McPherson said. He came to the house and he explained to his dad, annoyed that he was running out of steam. As his mom and dad, you could see that things were getting worse and worse. But I have to be very honest. It was the most peaceful way for him to go to sleep. She said She hopes that people will remember him for all the things he was able to accomplish while he was alive. He had an absolutely incredible way to treat people, like a person, not by how they acted in sense of physical challenge or mental challenge, she said. I wish there had been more people that could inspire people the way he did. Judy McPherson said for now she's keeping her son's ashes in her house on a credenza. Come spring, she plans to sprinkle them on a farm at one of his favorite spots. Friends and community members gathered in Edmonton on Friday to celebrate Brian McPherson's work for those living with disabilities. Well, it's a story about a heck of a guy who did a lot for his community because there's just not enough people doing it. And he fought hard. And in the end, his body was given out on him, and I guess he just couldn't go on the way he was. The video clip I shared with you yesterday, he talked about how he had a lot of health complications, and many of them were covered in the reality series Push on CBC. You can watch it on Gem if you want to dial it up and give it a go. It's well worth your time. You know, I'm trying to be an advocate for folks that don't have a voice. I don't think I'm very good at it, to be honest with you, but I do notice that things are not set up to be equally accessible around this town, which is a damn shame because this is the capital of Canada. When I was in Yellowknife this past summer, I noticed that every building was accessible. Every single one. Every building I saw was accessible. And Yellowknife being the capital of the Northwest Territories, as the capital city, it represents it properly. I also noticed other things about Yellowknife, but like they have the city of Yellowknife has a car program like Virtue Car or one of those rent by the hour car programs. Well, they're electric cars, and they have chargers put in throughout the city. You can rent the car for an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours, return it and charge it up. They're doing things right in Yellowknife. Why are we doing it in Ottawa? We're Canada's capital. We need to make everything accessible to everyone. Trying to walk down the streets in this city, just towing a suitcase or a tool bag in my lifetime. The sidewalks are brutal. What's it like if you're in a chair? It's not simple and it's not easy. We need to make the world more accessible for everybody. And until we do that, we're failing as a society. We're supposed to make things equal for everyone, equal opportunity for everyone, which means everything is accessible at all times. It's something we need to do. So maybe lobby your MP, your MPP, and your MLA, whichever the case may be, wherever you may live. Short and sweet today because I am exhausted. I need to go lie down. I got a bit of a migraine right now because I only had 4 hours sleep and these lights are really bright. So I'm going to bid you adieu for today. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll tell you a little bit more about Brian and some programs that we're looking at in this city and around the country to make things a little bit better. Might have a special guest too. I will have to record a show for Thursday because I am flying out on Thursday. My flight's at 7, so I'll leave the house around 4, which would prevent me from doing a live. But I will see you tomorrow. So between now and then, you take good care of yourself, and I'll try and get some sleep.